The Adventures of Butch and Sundance, as told by Butch. The brothers Butch and Sundance and how they got their names. My brother and I had a rough time at first. We lived in a cage that was crowded the worst. Then one day, tossed quickly into a van, we were dumped in a forest of garbage cans. We were hungry and cold and a little bit scared. It seemed that out here nobody cared. We managed to find food scraps here in bits. We drank water from puddles and trash can lids. Once in a while a back door opened a pinch. This was our chance to get a treat or a scritch. Some folks were friendly and tossed us a bone. Others were angry and yelled, "Leave us alone!" Sometimes at night it was cold and wet. We would snuggle under papers or under a step. There were other dogs in the forest of garbage cans, too. Some kept to themselves. Some said, "How do you do?" We didn't really know exactly where we were, so we pretended an adventure was about to occur. Maybe we were pirates just waiting for our ship, or a team of detectives following a tip. Explorers looking for exotic animals and birds, or royalty with banquets waiting to be served. One day, the dogs that hung out down the street started barking and running fast on their feet. Next thing we know, we're back in a van, only this one with a cage and a crabby old man. We rode for a while, and then abruptly we stopped. The cages were open, and out we all hopped. We were sent to a room. They pushed and they shoved. It was smelly and cold. The lights flickered above. What is this place? It felt very wrong. My brother and I hoped we weren't staying too long. After a day or a few, it's hard to say, some ladies asked to see the strays. Now, something I should have mentioned but forgot. I'm not always calm, and I worry a lot. My brother is different. He's steady and slow, not stressed or upset, unlike me, you know. This came in handy when we were astray. I would pace and bark and keep danger away. My brother would smile with his big dopey eyes. It meant extra bones from back doors, and sometimes pies. We made a good team, my brother and me, staying together the way it always should be. "Well, what do you think?" said that crabby old man. "I ain't got all day. Better take who you can. The ones you don't want get put down for good." Now, what did he mean? Well, that didn't sound good. The ladies came by my brother and me. They looked at our faces. What did they see? "Not that one," the crabby old man said. He was looking at me as he shook his head. "He paces and worries. He won't be a good pet. His brother's cute and calm, a good bet." Well, this made me nervous and scared. They could tell. My stomach felt funny. It's not going well. But my brother stayed close, just so they'd know. If they take him, then I get to go. "We'll take them both. Load them in the car." We drove away down the road, but not very far. We arrived at a place that was full of light. It smelled like good food, and it felt just right. "Don't worry," they told us. "You are safe in our keep." We stuffed our bellies full and fell fast asleep. The next days were busy with new friends and toys, with lots of scritches, smooches, and laughing. Oh boy! Running around, we'd get carried away and get out of the fence where we were to stay. We were used to adventure in the forest of cans. Staying in the fence was a hard demand. But each time they'd find us and bring us back in, they would laugh and ask us not to escape again. "You're just like that duo in the movie a while back. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid escaped like that." "Hey," they all said, "we know what to do.
Butch and Sundance are the perfect names for you two."
It was fun at the rescue. Lots of dogs, lots of play, while we all waited for our forever family someday.
Butch and Sundance go to jail.
Rules at the rescue kept us all fed and saw that we all slept in a good bed. We knew that this place was not a permanent home, and we waited each day to see who would come. Visitors came almost every day to see if they might take home a stray. Moms and dads would look at it and ask us to sit. Then they would think and consider if we were a good fit. One day, a feisty boxer named Ace was called up to the front of the rescue place. Next thing we know, they come get his toys and his ball, and Ace was wagging goodbye as he went down the hall. "Where's he going?" I asked my brother Sundance. He said Ace was lucky and was given a new chance. Ace found a forever family to go home with that day. We hoped our turn would come soon. Then we went out to play. Ace was good looking, did tricks, and was tall. We were wiener dog mixes, so yeah, kind of small. Maybe someone, a little girl so sweet, would think we were cute and come give us a treat. She would ask us to do tricks, to sit and to heel, and then smother us with kisses as she let out a squeal. We would run right beside her, roll over, lie down, then up we would go and follow her around. But Sundance and I only lived on the street, so we never learned tricks that earned dogs a treat. How will we ever be asked to go home, where we love and play and chew on a good bone? Now I was worried. You know that's what I do. Maybe a forever home won't ever come true. The next morning, a young man and his wife came looking for a pet they needed in their life. Now Sundance, you remember, has big dopey eyes. He looked mournful and cute. Yes, he was a prize. Well, the man and his wife looked at us in our pen and decided Sundance was the right dog for them. "But wait," I barked, all nervous and scared. "Didn't they know that we go together, a pair?" Rose told me, "Don't worry." She took him out through the gate. "He will have a good home. Sorry, you'll have to wait." "Wait for what?" I barked loudly. I was scared, now alone. Why can't I go with my brother to the forever home? I didn't eat dinner or breakfast the next day. I was sad. I was worried. I didn't want to play. Didn't they know we were a team, my brother and me? Staying together is the way it always should be. The next day and night I felt much the same. How would I ever feel safe and happy again? Day 3 was as dreary and full of dread. I didn't think I would ever get out of my bed. Then after lunch, there was a commotion. In fact, the man and his wife were out front. They came back. For me, I first thought. I knew it. Hooray! But still, they couldn't take two, they would say. Next thing I know, Sundance runs right to my side. He was lonely at the new home. He whined and he cried. So the man and his wife said it just wasn't to be. They brought Sundance back to the rescue. To me. We rolled and we romped and we barked with delight. Butch and Sundance back together. I missed you all right. The next day, Miss Rose had an idea, she said. You need to learn tricks. To sit, lay down, play dead. Good behavior, she knew, could be the key to finding a home for Sundance and me. In the van with our friends, we went for a ride. We stopped at a gate with a strange building inside. The man at the gate with a badge let us in. Maybe an adventure was about to begin. Inside there were cages, just like the rescue, but they were filled with people, all dressed in blue.
"It's a jail," said Miss Rose, "and these people must stay, but they could teach you tricks during the day."
After a week or so, we were getting pretty good. We would sit, roll over, on our hind legs we stood. The Saturday next, Miss Rose came to visit. She had a surprise. We wondered, what is it? Out to the lobby we curiously went, and there she was, the cute girl that I dreamt.
"This is Miss Rachel and her dad and her mom. They wanted to meet you, so I said they could come."
I was excited, but worried. What if they leave me behind? "We want you both," said Miss Rachel,
"if you don't mind."
"You mean it? You want both my brother and me?" She laughed and she squealed. It was meant to be. The next day they came back. We had packed all our toys. We hopped in their car. Butch and Sundance, they're boys.
Butch and Sundance and their new home.
The ride to our new home was long and the road bumpy. Being nervous, as you know, my tummy felt funny. But Sundance was cool and calm as can be. I wish I could do that, but that is not me.
"We're here,"
Miss Rachel said with a squeal.
"Welcome to your new home. How does it feel?"
Sundance said it wasn't too bad. It was big and comfy, more than we ever had. I, of course, would take my time to decide. I was still feeling funny from that long car ride. Miss Rachel took us around on our lead. We saw the yard and the fence where the birds feed. We walked around the block to see the new neighborhood. We met new dogs and saw cats, always up to no good. Back to the house, it had been a long day. 2 kennels were set up for us to stay. The door was closed. They turned out the lights. Now I was nervous. It was our first night. Sundance and I didn't like sleeping alone. It's not their fault. They wouldn't have known. I'm afraid both of us weren't very brave. We whimpered and barked. Yes, even Sundance caved. We fell asleep eventually, though. Then it was morning, next thing you know. Miss Rachel came in. The kennels were open. She said tonight would be better, or so she was hoping. We explored our new yard the whole next day, and for days after that we played and played. The fence kept us safe as long as we stayed in it, but soon we felt the pull of our adventurous spirit. Now, wiener dogs, or dachshunds as they officially say, have 2 special skills. We came this way. Our noses smell the smallest of critters, that's one. Underground, up a tree, in a hole, on the run. The second is digging. We really can't stop. We dig and we dig until we get what we want. It was a bright and sunny day in the spring. There were squirrels and chipmunks and everything. We had to chase them. We just couldn't stand it. So under the fence we dug a hole like a bandit. Through the neighborhood we ran, chasing whatever we saw. We really didn't know we were breaking the law. We took off so fast. We jumped and we ran. We were explorers exploring this brand new land. We found holes to sniff and rocks to get underneath, puddles to jump in. There was mud on our feet. We met other dogs and invited them to play, but they all knew better. In their yards they stayed. "Well, pooh," said Sundance. "Guess they'll miss all the fun." Then a cat ran by, and after it we would run. A couple of doors down lived a crabby old man. Not the same one as before, you understand. Well, he knew we weren't allowed to run around, so he called the police and they tracked us down. Miss Rachel was worried. We were gone quite a while, but the police brought us home and she gave us a big smile. Mom and Dad weren't happy. There was a fence to repair, and the police gave us a ticket. That hardly seemed fair. with mud on our noses, our tails, and our feet. Baths were in order. Wash one, rinse, repeat. Our adventures made us hungry. We could eat a lot. After our bath, food bowls were filled to the top. Soon we were sleepy. It was time for bed, but still kept separate. It was a moment we dread. We walked to the room where our kennels would stay. We tried to be brave for Miss Rachel anyway. The room was changed, different, undone. Where two kennels stood, now there was one. This one was bigger with a soft blanket and toys. Miss Rachel said, "Now you can share, okay, boys?" "Of course it's okay. It couldn't be better." Inside was a pillow soft as a feather. We both ran inside. It felt safe and just right. "Now go to sleep," said Miss Rachel. "Butch and Sundance, good night."